Okay. Thank you, Howard. Well, welcome. Good evening, everybody. All of our dear family and friends. And welcome to Stephanie, I don't know my daughter's name, to Stephanie and Lawrence's wedding. Okay. Right, I assume from the chairs everybody can hear me. And on that side too, I hope. Closer to the mic. Right. So for my wedding day speech, I mostly left it until the evening before to write it, which was a big mistake. So I was determined to get this speech done a long way before the big day. But I didn't count on a 19-month extension. It's nearly 3 years since the big proposal, and boy, are we all so glad to finally be here. It's been such a long time coming, and we are so relieved that the day has finally arrived. Along the journey to this wedding, Stephanie invented a word to capture or describe a situation, which she often does. And this one was wedmin, wedding administration. And now it's all over. No more wedmin. Nearly 3 years of it is enough for all of us. Lists, more lists, Zoom meetings, spreadsheets. You've got to have a spreadsheet if Lawrence is around. And of course, the London to Bermuda time zone. Of course, the London to Bermuda factor was a little bit different to expected when Stephanie and Lawrence moved there just after they got engaged. COVID made things far more difficult for them out there, and the logistics for the wedding went to a completely different level. But we're a great team. We reassessed, pivoted, whatever you meant to do with COVID, rebooked, and at last we've made it. So in the 19 months since the original date, probably for most of us, lots of things have changed, one way or the other. But here we all are, and here I stand so happy and excited to be welcoming you all to this wonderful simcha. Well, more than happy and excited. Feeling proud, grateful, thankful, and I know Lorraine shares all the feelings that I have as well. Another thing to be grateful for are our lovely new machatunim, Sylvia and Howard. Thanks for welcoming Stephanie so warmly and lovingly into your home and into your hearts. And the friendliness and the hospitality you've shown to our whole family is absolutely wonderful. We wish you only good health and look forward to sharing many simchas with you in the future. Of course, Sylvia and Howard moved down to London about a year ago and left many friends and family up in Manchester. And it's great to see them all come down today. So I think looking around the room, when I think of all the out-of-towners, they might well outnumber the local ones just a little bit. We've got people from Manchester, a lot of people from Manchester, Leeds, I think Poole somewhere, Bermuda, Boston, LA, and all around London and England. I'm sorry if I didn't mention anybody specifically, missed out there. But thank you all so much for putting in the extra effort for being here with us today. It's really, really wonderful. Thank you. On the subject of being out of town, that takes me to Rabbi Davis and Nehama. You might have picked up in the chuppah, he said that they were nearing the end of their time over here with us in Chigwell and Hainault and going to make Aliyah to Israel in September. So mazel tov for that, and we wish you all the best and all you're looking for in the next phase of your life in Israel. Rabbi, it was a wonderful ceremony. Thank you very much for those lovely words and the explanations you gave to us a few months ago. Really brought the chuppah part of today into focus, which we all needed at the time, and it made it that much more special. Thank you very much. Both of you have shown our family so much respect. Both of you have shown you've known our wider family and us for a long time, Stephanie and Jason, all their lives. Thank you for all the respect and share and care that you've shown to us, which is much valued and appreciated. Especially what you've helped our parents with over the last few years. We will all miss you both very much. Talking of parents, Mum, Cecil, you both are amazing and you look really, really wonderful today. Having you under the chuppah was so very, very special, and may you both enjoy many more similar moments with all your grandchildren. Jason, where are you? We love you so much too. You're a very special person too, and you make Mum and I so very proud of who you are and all that you do. But without wishing to make anyone embarrassed, given that you and Maggie are now living in Boston for a year, clearly Lorraine have got a great parenting style going on here. Both our kids moved 3,500 miles away. I don't know what we're doing. But anyway, with you and Maggie now in Boston, and with Maggie's family in Argentina thrown in for good measure, please do us a big favour. Please give Mum and I a break for having to deal with any more long distance celebration details. So who do I turn to next? Well, that's got to be Lorraine. Throughout the whole of the journey to arrive at today, I really don't know how you found the time, energy and headspace to deal with everything and do what you've done, with all the planning, pulling everything together, with of course a huge amount of help from Stephanie. All that Wedmin, coordinating, checking, communicating with the suppliers with a huge amount of detail, a seemingly endless task. I think the kitchen is going to look empty with no lists for a while. The hardest thing was probably making sure that my list, which, as is my way, was mainly in my head, was in line with other properly written down lists and correctly prioritised. You do know how to sort me out, don't you? I often give you a hard time with it all, so thank you for putting up with me, and well done for getting us through it all in one piece. Through all of it, well, most of the time anyway, you were cool, positive, and I've really learned how resilient you are. I really admire what you've done over the last many months, keeping on, getting up when being emotionally knocked back so many times. Lorraine, you are my everything, and even though you don't enjoy being in the limelight, you deserve all the praise you'll get today and every day. You are the most beautiful person inside and out. You do look absolutely stunning today. I love you loads, and you mean everything to me. So Lorraine and I are, of course, so proud for today's wonderful bride, Stephanie, and groom, Lawrence. Lawrence, we love you very much and welcome you to our family with open arms, as Sylvia and Howard have done to Stephanie. Lorraine and I have had the privilege of seeing how you and Stephanie are as a couple from a perspective few have the luck to share. You both lived in the downstairs flat on the side of our house for over a year. We saw close up how well suited you are to each other and how much in love. It must have been a bit odd for you, almost living with the in-laws and having a kind of weird extended interview. But it did all work out well, and of course you passed with flying colours. So Lawrence, as unique and quirky a person that Stephanie is, well, so are you. It's probably one of the reasons that you fit together so well. You certainly do complement each other and make a very special couple. When writing this, I wanted to kind of talk about you a bit more and ended up making a list that I thought describes you. And the words included exercise, yoga, food, ice cream, manu, actuary, logic, reasoned, considered, risk, competitive, ambitious, sporty, outdoors, and then just seemed to keep on repeating with exercise, yoga, food, ice cream, exercise, yoga, food, ice cream, again and again. But seriously, you are a wonderful man, and we know how dedicated you are to Stephanie and that you will make her very happy. Here's a word of wisdom for you, Lawrence. If you remember that marriage is simply a union in which one person is always right and the other is you, you'll be fine. You've landed an extremely wonderful, one-of-a-kind Stephanie. Despite having had your whole life to prepare this father of the bride speech, I'm still left here standing today speechless at how beautiful you look. When you and I shared that moment earlier and a glimpse of eyes as I walked down the aisle, I just know that's a moment I'll cherish forever. In Shawl at the Uffraf last week, I looked up to the ladies' gallery and saw you there. At that moment, it hit me once again that you're not my young daughter, but a mature, radiant lady. Of course, in our minds, you will always be our little girl. And it's special to see that even after these years, you often like to think and act so many years younger, in a fun, carefree way. Long may that continue. May you always be able to act as our happy little daughter. Stephanie, there's so much I could say about you, and it truly is all very, very good. But then again, I would say that, wouldn't I? I wrote paragraphs trying to say what an amazing person you are and what an exceptional daughter. But none of it does you sufficient justice, and there just isn't enough time to really say all Mum and I feel about you. I can't think of much on your journey as our daughter so far that I would criticise or wish had been different. Whatever you do, you always put your heart and soul into it. Leisure, work, study, family, yourself and friends. Everyone benefits from your thoughtfulness, kindness, care, love and intelligence. You're a unique, special person, and you bring so much joy and sunshine into our lives. Somehow, whatever you seem to do, you leave special Stephanie imprints all over the place. You've got a beautiful, kind soul and willingly give so much of yourself and your energy to make others happy. During the whole 3 years of pre-wedding run-up, you've been amazing. Organised, calm, an incredible memory and attention to detail. You and Lorraine are truly a formidable team. We love you so much and you look just radiant and perfect today. Lawrence, you're such a lucky man to have a wonderful, unique and special person for your bride. I know we will love and cherish her as she does you. We wish you, well, you'd better, both of you anyway. When Lawrence did the chivalrous thing and asked me if he could marry Stephanie, actually, he ambushed me, pretending to talk about non-dom tax before they went to Bermuda. I had a few words of advice for you, and I said, amongst other things, you must never take Stephanie for granted. Just under the surface, Stephanie is a delicate soul, though she may not often show that. You promise to always look after her and do the right thing. So, Stephanie and Lawrence, now you are as one. I extend that sentiment to you both. I ask that you always make sure you look after each other, look out for each other, and work hard at being a married unit. Please never take each other for granted. Well, that's enough from me. Back to everybody else in the room. Our wonderful family and friends who are so happy we could be here with us today. You may have noticed there's some food stations dotted around the room. Lorraine and I tend to do our parties a little bit differently. We've got a bit of history with the barn dance for Jason's bar mitzvah. Oh no, barn dance for Stephanie's bat mitzvah and live fish on the tables at Jason's bar mitzvah. So it takes a bit of following. So we've got 4 different types of food for you to choose from, all inspired by Stephanie and Lawrence's favourite dishes. Please visit the stations for your starter and main course and then simply repeat. Howard, the MC, will take you through that all in a moment. So with that said, I expect you wish me to finish so you can get on with it. And so I will, and I'll end by saying this. It may be a little bit cliche to say that the last few years have been hard, but for my close and wider family, they've been very difficult on many levels, and I'm sure for a lot of you too. We dreadfully miss all the dear family and friends who are not here today celebrating with us. Nevertheless, we fought through the sadness and here we all are. We're here for one special, special reason, which is to give our all to make today the most memorable it can be for Stephanie and Lawrence. It's not about the dress, maybe. It's not about the food, maybe, or the dancing. They're all consumed and then they're gone. It's all about the memories, happy, special memories, one-off moments that cannot happen again. So all we ask from every one of you is to give 100% to making this day one that gives Stephanie and Lawrence as many special memories as they can take. Please don't hold back. Go for it. Let's make today special and please have a wonderful, wonderful time.